that you have to make the move. Well, that was very close play.
It was very close, but I think our crew usually gets a great angle. 4, 6, 3. The baseball gods will figure it out.
They do.
And they do. It was struck pretty well, but a nice job on turning it. They go Macias Wells to Carson Lee. Well, we've seen a great defense from number 7 all year long. It has been quite a joy to watch Michael Cantu do what he does.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Cantu, and I'm going to walk you through the fundamentals of throwing out a base run. You know, the pitcher either throws a curveball or some off-speed pitch, or maybe the runner just gets a good jump. You're not always going to have time to get up. You want to stay low, you want to have a good wide base, be quick, and it's going to be off your knees, sort of. So we want to make sure to let the ball travel again, let it get to us, especially with an off-speed pitch, something that's slower. And if he does get a good jump, you're going to have to be real quick. We're going to drop our left knee, okay? And we're going to roll into it. So we're going to let the ball do all the work. So we're going to way back, let the ball travel, come back, make sure your arm's good, make sure your shoulder's still on track for second base. Finish, make sure your weight comes through, make sure that right leg comes up. You're trying to get all your momentum and all your weight to second base. Pitch is coming, it's an off-speed pitch, and throw.
He takes off. Throw down. Got it. He's playing first base, and he's not played much first, but just showed his quick hands and athleticism. Done a nice job over there, but his future, he is behind the plate. You played with a guy who I always think is the guy who kind of, I don't know, popularized throwing from your knees, and that would be Benito Santiago. What do you think of Cantu?
Well, first of all, I think he's an excellent receiver, but throwing the baseball, you got to have God-given arm strength, and he has that. But you just saw in that technique right there, he has practiced this. That's the thing that jumps off the page to me. As a young man, maybe in high school, 14, 15, 16 years old, he's worked on all the mechanics, because mechanically that's very sound. If you're standing, you could use the same theory that Michael just showed us in that piece. That same theory could work if you're standing and throwing. You want to get your front left side down, as he talked about there. Then you get your right side back up, and then you deliver the baseball from back and make sure your backside follows through. Well, it's the same mechanic standing as it is when you go to one knee. That's really incredible.
See, Avalos hit for the second time. Fourth hit by pitch of the game, 2 by each team. You see Cantu chatting with him. It has been a joy to watch Cantu in his freshman year.
Well, he stops the running game.
He does.
He just takes it away from the opponent. The Longhorn pitching staff is conscious of the runners, so they don't allow them to get big jumps. I mean, they pay attention, go over enough to keep them, conscious of the fact that we know you're there. And then they have to have in the back of their mind, if I take off, this guy's gunning down 70% of the runners.
Doherty not happy with that call in the outside corner, down to the count 1 and 2. Well, the word got out, too, because we saw all those great plays, and I come to the ballpark every day and thinking, man, I hope they try and run on Cantu.
No.
But they stopped.
No.
They throw enough out, and they're just going to get it. Can you remind you of anyone, any catchers you played with, any guys you saw in your long big league career?
Really, truly, there are some Hall of Fame catchers who are of his stature, height-wise. You don't see a lot of big, tall catchers that are, quote-unquote, the elite defensive catchers. Now, there's some big, tall guys that were hitters. Mike Piazza was a big man, but he wasn't a great defensive player. Most of the time, guys around 6 foot, 5'10", to 6'1", those guys are probably the guys. It reminds me a lot of Jody Davis in the way things that Jody did. Jody was a 6'4", 6'5" guy. Carlton Fisk, Bob Boone, guys of that nature. You look at the guys in today's baseball. We'll get to it after this pitch.
3-2. Loses him.
There's really not that big guy catching right now. The young man in Baltimore is a big man behind the plate.
Matt Wieters.
So he's one of those guys. But there's not one of those guys out there across baseball right now that are big 6'4", 6'5" guys behind the plate. But he does a nice job with that height to give a good low signal too. That's the other thing, or glove side, target to throw to.
Cody Dinvesti. Doherty got the walk. Doherty is a catcher who closes. Matt Wieters did that at Georgia Tech. He would catch and then come in the ninth and
throw gas
below 98. Joe Mauer would be another guy.
Right, Mauer's a big man.
Just like Cantu, Mauer, a very good high school football player. A little more highly recruited than Cantu. A little third now. John Mauman getting loose in the Texas bullpen. It's like our producer. Energy. Just a little signal for them.